couple of months ago,
Oh,
about
what
two
the
or three
fuck?
months ago.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen
Yeah,
anything
I
about it on
know.
Netflix. Maybe it's like different fucking time zones or something.
See, the key is the reason why I'm asking you this stuff is because to me the product has been trash. Me personally, and maybe
Yeah.
a couple of I don't want to speak for them, but maybe the other guys on the panel. But
Yeah, I know what you mean.
the product has been trash. But the ticket sales is at an all time high. The ratings are doing acceptable to their standards, I guess. Um, and people are more engaged and they are generally happy with what's being presented. But the fucking product, honestly, to be honest with you, and this is coming from the person with just as much experience as you, the product is trash. And if you wish to turn on Raw, they may go a little overboard this Monday because it's the first. But if you start watching within a couple of weeks, you're gonna feel the same way. The shit is trash.
Yeah.
The roster is trash. Um, have you attempted to watch AEW?
Yeah. I like what
Um,
CM Punk's doing for that shit, but other than that, I mean, it's okay.
you got to be trolling.
What do you mean?
Um, CM Punk in the WWE,
Yep.
he got injured for a few months and came back and still.
I got a lot of respect for that guy.
I feel you. He in the WWE right now.
He's my.
Actually, since you got a lot of respect for him, the main event for Raw is Seth Rollins versus CM Punk.
Uh-huh.
That you might want to check out.
Yep.
You might want to check that out. And the reports that I've been hearing is that CM Punk is probably leading toward the world title this year. So if that pique your interest, but other than that, like I said, the product is still fucking trash. So I don't blame you um, for none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is why we wrestle with racism. Because if the product is gonna be trash, at least try to elevate American heroes. And that's what I
Yeah.
stand on.
Pretty much.
Um, that's a major problem within this industry. And I think that could turn the tide. Um,
So I'm assuming you're not a Logan Paul fan.
I'm sorry.
So we're on the same page. You're not a Logan Paul fan, right?
I keep missing what you're saying. Say that again.
So we're on the same page, right? You're not a Logan Paul fan. You don't support that guy, right?
Oh no, not at all.
Okay, good.
I'm not a Paul fan, Logan nor the other motherfucker.
Yeah, I can respect what
Um,
they're doing.
no, I mean, and listen, like I said, I'm one to call a spade a spade. Logan Paul is a better wrestler than uh, most of the people that they have on the roster.
You think he's better than CM
And
Punk?
CM Punk got elements. CM Punk is an old school wrestler, so CM Punk got elements that certain people just can't get, like a Logan Paul, on the
Yeah.
chemistry level, on the psychological level. Wrestling is psychology. So that's where he's going to have to edge over Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Not saying that Logan Paul is far off. Logan Paul is one of those naturals.
Yeah.
But
No, he's fucking terrible at wrestling. Decent boxer, but terrible at wrestling. Fucking like terrible.
no, his
I mean,
matches is for him to
I kind of
have for him
disagree
to
on
be.
that one,
I think
Xander.
it's because I am, and you coming in strong with that. And see, the thing is, I damn sure can't say that, but Logan Paul is not a wrestler that I have to go out of my
you
way to
can't say what. What
see.
do you mean? I missed what you said. You can't say what.
No, I'm just saying, like, Logan Paul is not one of the ones that I could go out of my way and see, to go see, but he's not as bad as what it is. This sounds personal. You got something you want to say about Logan Paul?
What do you mean?
Like, is there a particular beef that you have against Logan Paul?
No. Why?
Just an observation.
Xander, can I ask you a question
Why
about
you think?
are you aware that
Everyone has a dream, but not everyone has the motivation to get off their ass and actually do something about it. You got Jake Paul quoted in your you got Jake Paul quoted in your bio. What's up with that?
No, it's just a quote from 2020. I respect him. I don't respect his brother.
Oh
Crackheads give the
wow.
best head. Um,
Huh?
you believe the crackheads give the best head?
I mean, if you go down to fucking Toledo and fucking San Francisco, yeah, fuck it, why not?
You smoke crack, sir?
No,
Right?
no, nope. Don't smoke crack. I smoke weed, but that's legal.
Um, where you from?
Say
Where you
again.
from?
I'm from Hawaii, dude.
Oh, you in Hawaii now.
Yeah.
So, how you feel about
What part are you saying, or what state?
huh?
I live in Hawaii. It's like a small little
Yeah, I'm
town.
familiar with Hawaii. I've been there. Um, the so you're Polynesian. Um,
Hmm.
how do you feel about the Samoans, Roman Reigns, and it's been a big influx of Samoans coming in the last year, specifically.
Not good. I don't think he's making the like what The Rock did was amazing, but what he's doing, it kind of makes him look bad. You
Xander, can
know.
I ask you a question real quick? You got
Sure.
talents like Jay Uso, Jimmy Uso, and I just recently learned that Bronson Reed is also of that heritage, although being an Aussie. And you got Nia Jax, who just been dethroned after being the Queen of the Ring and the WWE Women's Champion. And Roman Reigns is the centerpiece of every uh, storyline in the company.
Uh,
And The Rock is your standard bearer for your heritage, being a Polynesian person. Is that what I'm getting from you?
born there. It wasn't born. It sets a
He's the
standard.
standard, but Roman's not the standard, correct? Okay.
No, fuck no. I
Okay.
hate that
Could
guy.
it be? Could it be that it's not the fact that The Rock is Polynesian, but he's also half African American?
Uh, I don't think so.
Hmm.
I think it's got more to do with his history of his bloodline. Like right now, like Rome. I don't know. It's got a lot to do with the fucking bloodline, dude.
I'm
Like
sorry. What's your question,
it ends it ends with The Rock. Like other than that, everyone else, like his little cousins and
Chad?
shit,
What was your question?
No, I was just asking him a quick question because he sided with The Rock, and you know how some people like to say he's half and half, but obviously he identifies as you know what. And I just wanted to know the difference between him and Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns has made himself a generational talent. Yes, The Rock is a entertainer juggernaut, but as far as wrestling is concerned, on paper,
Uh,
he's not a generational talent.
we was in the middle of that because I'm still not buying into that shit. And I'm for the fact that you sitting up here buying into that shit. First of all, The
No, I
Rock is a
just I
generation.
just wanted
The
to
Rock is The
just tell.
Rock. Nah, I
I
don't.
just I
The Rock is The Rock,
no, I
and
get
I
what you're
dare you.
saying. Mm.
And there's no comparison. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And that Roman Reigns is making waves off of his entrance. People still getting
well,
caught
I
up
mean,
in the presentation of his entrance. There's nothing match wise that stand out. So basically, the match that he had against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania that you was talking about, he's had the exact same match
No,
ever
no, no.
since.
I'm not saying that I prefer Roman over The
If
Rock.
Ric
I'm not.
Flair, let me put this in perspective for you. If
Mm,
Ric Flair was on TV every single week, 2 times a week, every single week, they would be tired of Ric Flair year two. His career would not have lasted on top uh 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Hulk Hogan, same thing.
After damn
People
near
seen
dying
Bruno
twice.
wrestle out of 7 years. People seen Bruno wrestle once a month, once every other month. Same thing with Hulk Hogan. They
I
seen
didn't do
him
the
wrestle on
paperwork on that
TV.
HBK, but
They
is that true with Bruno? Like he was part time like that even back then.
That's not part time. That's preserving. When you got to remember he was champion for a total of 11 years. You know what I'm saying? And when you in just a select few venues, you overexposing these people, and there's multiple reasons as to why wrestling suck. Like I said, WWE biting themselves in the ass, and AEW is not going to be able to get over it. We talking about Raw and SmackDown is going to be 6 hours. We got Dynamite.
Ugh.
I'm sorry, 3 hours apiece. So that's 6 hours already, not to mention your 3 hour PLEs that you're going to have every once in a while. And then you got 2 hours of
NXT.
NXT. Then again, you got 2 hours of TNA. Then
Hmm.
again, you got 2 hours Dynamite, 2 hours Collision. You know what I'm saying? When you talking about 20 hours, and this is shit that we, Xander, owner, Beardman, when we were young, we craved for that much time in the world, and we
Yeah.
just couldn't have it. Once SmackDown was over, you was done for the
Hmm.
week. You catch on your little weekend shows and shit like that, but that wasn't really too much shit. So now everybody is being overexposed, and then you even take it further to the point to where NXT is your developmental. So we're watching you develop, and so we watching Trick Williams' possible greatest potential today as a main event player. With that being said, how sick of Trick Williams or somebody do you believe that people will get um in a year or two? You know what I'm saying? With all this overexposure.
Mm.
I mean, how many DDTs can you see a motherfucker kick out of in a week?
I mean, shit. Throw Logan Paul in there. Let's see how he does.
Who?
Throw the Iceman, Logan.
He broke out. I can barely hear you. He broke out. But that's the thing, though. It's a lot. And again, it's funny how Vince McMahon used to be able to manage tag teams, managers, mid cards, heavyweight division, constant rotation, and everybody could be there. Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't have to work 6 weeks and then take 6 weeks off and all this other different shit. They all your big stars was there every single week. And now, these guys is becoming part timers and shit like that. Which fend everybody for themselves. Remember how dominant Roman Reigns was for the last 3 or 4 years, holding both titles, and then when you come off of him, you don't have no contenders for nobody.
Mm, that's what you think?
That's how it is.
Yeah, that's what it
Oh,
is.
That's how it is.
okay.
You're not listening. The fact that we knew that Cody Rhodes was gonna get the WWE Championship, and the fact that they didn't have. I mean, and this is coming off of Roman Reigns' entire historic championship reign, and they don't have contenders just lined up out the ass. Besides the same
Yeah.
people that Roman Reigns already beat, that says a lot about Triple H. Triple H is gonna be exposed at the fact that you got all these hours and you can't manage a solid tag team division, a more solid women's division. Your heavyweight division is gates get kept from people, and it's like Triple H is about to be exposed before he died.
Come on, man. You don't really believe that, do you?
Tell me different.
I mean, come on. What is that's really what you think?
I said it. Tell me different.
Well, I mean, I could pick a ton of different dudes who would probably beat this dude's ass. Come on, like,
You got it. List them off.
like for instance, what about Prime John Cena before he fucking turned old? What about fucking throw Logan Paul in there? Even though I don't like him, but let's put him in there. What's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen with what? We seeing John Cena old ass
No, no,
being
no.
champion
No,
again.
I'm saying Prime John Cena. Prime
I'm
John
not
Cena now
understanding
would
your
get killed,
question. Is it maybe might
but
be
I'm
a
saying
disconnect?
Prime John Cena. throw him in there with Cody Rhodes, then what would happen?
It's gonna be. I can't make that determination. John Cena is well past his prime.
I think he whoops his ass. That's all.
I need you to understand something. I'm talking about the current product, right? The fact that they don't have contenders lined up after Roman Reigns slaughtered everybody. They didn't set themselves up post Roman Reigns. They didn't build anybody to be potential champions. Who do y'all see right now being a that never held the title? And you could add Kevin Owens in there. Who do y'all see being the potential to hold the championship, be a heavyweight champion within the next 5 years?
I don't know, man. I think could Logan Paul possibly run it back?
You hate Logan Paul.
You
You hate
Say
Logan
again.
Paul.
I hate Logan Paul.
Ain't that what you said?
Did I say that?
All right, so I don't know what's up with that cat, but holding up my program. Um I was looking through this shit. I don't know what to think of that person anyway, so uh going back to the question, who do y'all see, um them elevating to championship status over the next 5 years?
Yeah, I bounced him up out of here because he was trolling.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They definitely gonna give Braun a run. They grooming him for a top spot.
Let's move on to a couple of tethers before we get ready to wrap it up. Obafemi. Do y'all believe that they gonna put the same effort behind Obafemi that they did Gunther and what's his name? Brown Breaker.
They gonna try to turn him into a Rusev. He gonna be like a perennial U.S. champion type dude. He's never gonna like really break that uh, main event mode.
Well, I mean, in this situation, bro, wins and losses kind of matter when you're talking about booking it. I can disagree with you if he wins the title next week, and it kind of looked like he might win it. I don't see them putting it on Eddie Thorpe, and the only alternative is to let Trick Williams retain the title. But if Trick is going to move to the main roster next year with all of these hours on both shows,
When you say next year, do you mean this year,
excuse me, yeah,
2025?
this year, my bad,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, I think both of them are going. I would keep Wesley down there and let him shine this year. Um, Obafemi, from what I've observed, I don't know where he come from, but he did pick up this shit pretty good. Um, to me, he's better than Gunther already on the mic in the ring, and he in better shape than most. Gunther lost all that weight. Now he look awkward and weird.
He's gaining it back though.
Huh?
He's starting to gain that back.
Yeah. Certain people get comfortable.
Nah, I think it was the criticism from Undertaker and Mark Henry, where they both agreed that he looked better with the weight on. And I don't think he's gonna go overboard with it, but I can definitely see he picked up at least by 15 pounds. And it
But what
actually,
kind of is it fat or is it? Because I haven't,
it's not. It don't look like fat. It looked like he's putting on mass. Like you got
for
fat, you
Gunther
got
to be for Gunther to be um the world champion.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, for me to not watch these for me to not watch these programs, um, I haven't heard nothing stand out from Gunther.
Oh, for context purposes, Gunther wrestled 52, no, not even 52. He wrestled 69 matches, 52 wins and 16 losses, even though most of those losses came from tag team matches where he was not pinned. And there was one draw. And of course, there was oh, he didn't lose no matches this year. There was all draws and tag team patches with your boy Luke Fit. And also, I wanted to point out that
No, oh, you talking about Gunther, right?
yeah, Gunther record was not bad.
Gunther lost to Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, he lost. That's the only match. That's the only match, and the rest of them were like tag team match with Luke with canned in live events. And I also want to point out Obafemi has the highest win percentage next to Cody Rhodes at 94 to 98%. He only lost twice last year. And I do think that they're going to try to book him in a fashion of Gunther to make him the number one tether in charge. This shit has not happened by coincidence, bro. It's not a coincidence that they're being patient with Jade Cargill. It's not a coincidence they're booking Obafemi like the successor of Gunther, damn near as much as Brock Lesnar. He only lost 2 matches this year. He is the longest reigning North American champion, and he may be the new NXT champion next year, opening up the opportunity for Trick Williams to transition into the main event while he stay a little bit longer. I do see that as a possibility. I don't think Obafemi is in a rush to move to the way they have him set up, because if you're gonna move him, if you're gonna move Obafemi, if you're gonna move Trick Williams, Jakara Jackson, and Lash Legend, NXT loses its value tremendously, because I do not believe they're going to put all of the effort that they put into those previous wrestlers into a um,
The problem that with the
Parker or another
patience,
one.
see, the thing is, y'all talking. The thing is, the main thing is, NXT is relying on black talent because that's what's available, and that's what's better. The problem with that is, and I can agree, and the WWE, I'm sorry, NXT is handling these American Negroes better. The problem with that is they still working under developmental contract, developmental money, less crowds equal money. Trick Williams may be producing the most money in NXT, maybe, I don't know. But um, especially for him being the main act. But he's not making WWE money by doing WWE things. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I want them to move out of NXT. That's the only reason why, just to update funds.
Yeah,
Uh, but you still look at the highest paid American Negro in the WWE, and it's Bianca Belair. On base salary is 400,000, 4 or 500,000 on base salary.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure she make a little something off her merchandise, but you know that's a problem when you got people making the million plus.
Hmm.
You know,
Would
um,
it be a surprise a year from now? Obafemi is going to be the highest paid tether on the roster. As look and see, this is our black star.
yeah. I mean, and listen, look, I'm not naive. All right,
And,
Obafemi, whatever
and
success
400.
that
I
he
don't want to
got,
be disingenuous with the question. I like his work, but I do
yeah,
acknowledge he's a tether, a suspected
right.
tether at best.
So I don't listen. My main thing is I would not have an issue with any person's success, white, Asian, uh, Hispanic, African. I wouldn't have an issue with no one's success so long as it wasn't a detriment to ours. And I'm not going to sit up here and say that Obafemi's success will be a detriment to ours when you got so many of these whites that are surpassing us, and so many of these Samoans. You know, it's not Obafemi's fault that he's being booked the way that he is with the talent that he has. But we do recognize that the system of white supremacy via anti-blackness does utilize these other melanated people just to undermine American Negroes specifically. So instead of us taking it to these tethers, we need to take it to that system.
Mm.
We need to rid that system. So, you know, going back to Bamboozle, if the Mau Mau's had a knew who the real power was, the real power wasn't even De La Croix. You know what I'm saying? If they had recognized who it was, do you think they would have touched that man the way that they did Man Ray?
Nah. I don't want to get into the movie because I had a whole bunch of shit to talk about. Specifically, that
We
whole
gonna finish
part.
that. I'm gonna try to get this together next weekend. I need everybody's schedule so that I can know how I'm gonna present this to our star. Uh,
What date? What date you want to do it? Because if you tell me like
I
right
gotta get
now,
with Mike. I gotta get with Mike. Let me just see what next week gonna look like. We're gonna get into it in the middle of the week and figure that out.
Wednesday will be
Uh,
perfect.
I need to get in touch with Mike
Okay.
and Nero and make sure that and make sure all of us is gonna be on the same page with a date and time and a reserved date and time, just in case the person I need to come up is not going to be available during them times. We're gonna set up alternate time. So we'll work that out when it's time. Um, owner, did you want to say one more thing? I'm gonna close it out on the Pecker Time Ron tip, but did you want to say anything before on the wrestling tip NXT?
Oh no, you can go ahead.
You don't have nothing about Obafemi future, Trick Williams future.
Trick Williams. I, I feel like they're gonna try to you know uh diminish his character when they move him up. Try to you know uh whore him out so they can justify releasing him in a couple years.
Yep. Um, we can just see this stuff from all the way, and these are the things that we need to keep an eye on top of keeping people aware that this is happening in real time.
I've
Although,
already seen like little chips and cracks they put in his character. Like little losses he's taking, or like little like subtle things and promo segments he'll have in little face offs where he'll look uh weak next to his opponents.
mhm.
I noticed little stuff like that.
To your point, owner. I
I
honestly,
noticed it with Dragunov first. That was the first time I noticed it,
yep.
and it turned me off.
Uh,
Like when Dragunov yoked him up when they did the handshake, I was like, yeah,
yeah, and also the way he lost his title with um Ethan Page. Ethan Page got
and
knocked out
this was
winning the
way back. This was
championship.
this was before he invited Cody to the cookout. This was way back, and uh that sealed it right there. I was like, they gonna try to kill this man character.
Yeah. Um,
And all he gonna have is the reaction from the crowd. Is that going to be enough in conjunction with his prowess in the ring?
well, like I said, the thing is, they never gonna have any interest in elevating. You know, they could keep you stagnant, or they could bring you down a peg or two, but they're never going to bring you up. Even if you was to try to step outside the box, do something a little different to tweak your shit, they're not going to allow that to happen with American Negroes. You
I
know,
see a
it wouldn't
scenario.
surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if he had a 3 year career and he's whooped. His career is based off of whoop that trick. You know, the entire time. As to where white folk is going to mentally get tired of this shit, and they're gonna be calling for his release. And they put that on the talent. They put that on the talent as if it's the talent's fault to why they not getting over or why they lost steam.
I see a scenario with a very, very low chance of actually happening. Say, for instance, Tony Khan goes into a full look at my promotion. I have a black wrestler. I have a black top guy. I have a black champion. I have a black champion that you let go. Let's say hypothetically that Tony Khan goes 110% behind Bobby Lashley and presents to the world that this is the guy. I'm letting him have the title. He's doing what he wants to do. He comes into work what he wants. Does that put the pressure on the WWE to get ahead of the game to choose between
Okay, the first
what?
thing is this. The first thing is this. We gotta. I mean, like, what the fuck? Bobby Lashley is a Panamanian. All
Mhm.
right. He's
But
not an American
we
Negro.
just said they're gonna start pushing
He,
tethers over us. They're gonna
yeah,
do this.
and so we're gonna keep calling them down on that shit. So we're gonna cut that shit from the gate. Is it gonna make WWE step up? No. Because if
Okay.
the WWE didn't step up on their own accord when this pressure came down on them on the last 6 months, and here we are in the new year under new regime, under new programming with extended programming, and these people are still not doing anything with American Negroes. There's nothing that AEW is going to do to make Triple H get off his ass and do something. The AEW, WWE don't work off of AEW anyway. The things that the AEW have tried to do, the AEW, the WWE tried. I'm sorry, the AEW tried to do. WWE haven't tried to compete with it, combat it, or do anything. The WWE do their own fucking thing. So them doing that for Bobby Lashley or any other American Negro, they didn't do it with Swerve. It's not gonna happen. They don't have no interest. On the other end, we can't take at this point what Tony Khan do and hold it under sincere, genuine matters. Because you didn't do this before the pressure was put down on you. Although I've been the only one singly putting the pressure down on this motherfucker, uh, you didn't do it when it was a fucking problem. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And just to further expand on where I'm going, y'all having problems in y'all main event scene to the point to where you got to go to a veteran, Jeff Jarrett, hoping that that's going to gain some interest. Um, and at the same time, at the same time, y'all could have used an American Negro for that. It would have made sense for Swerve Strickland to try to combat John Moxley, not just for the AEW championship, but for the name of AEW, and let you know that you are going to be the one to step up to save AEW. They won't allow an American Negro to be the man for AEW. And you would think, I mean, common sense, that we talking about storyline wise, that Swerve Strickland would want the Hurt Business to combat the John Moxley group. Here go the funny part about that. They the Hurt Business came in trying to recruit Ricochet. Ricochet didn't want no parts of it. They trying to recruit
Oh, HBK. I hate to cut you off, but I believe during the program where I think it was the last pay per view, did you see where Swerve punked Ricochet and had the whole crowd throwing toilet paper at him?
so the point of me building is for me to build and get to that.
Oh,
Uh,
it didn't
yeah,
sound like you
yeah.
was. I didn't.
I,
It,
I,
my bad. Okay,
yeah,
I'll back up.
yeah.
It didn't sound like you knew that because we don't. We both don't watch
I,
it, but I've been
you know,
researching the whole
I
time.
gotta get there first.
I was playing producer. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
Uh,
Go ahead.
yeah. So what I'm saying though is, um, they tried to recruit Ricochet, didn't get him, feuded with him for a little bit. They tried to get Swerve, couldn't recruit him, feuded with him for a little bit, and that was just a one off. Bobby Lashley won, and that was just a one off. And what the fuck do? You still got the Hurt Business trying to recruit Ricochet, and he not going for it. And what the fuck do they choose to do? Have Swerve feud with Ricochet. You took the whole sting out of what the fuck I was just. God damn it, Chad.
I didn't. We
Everything
both
was
don't
leading
watch
up
it,
to motherfucking. Everything
but
was leading up to
but
to
you
how
do
the fuck.
realize how we got here, though, right?
my thing is nothing makes sense for y'all to sit up here and try to recruit one half and he not taking it, to recruit the other half and he not taking it, but then they feuding with each other. You know what I'm saying?
It's a is
And
it a
where does
deliberate
that and
circle
where
for
does that
him?
leave the hurt business? Because now who are they gonna feud with? Ricochet and with the viciousness of it, Ricochet and Swerve is gonna be the thing going ahead. So you know I mean, how could you, even if you wanted to, incorporate the hurt business? Because what the fuck, Swerve gonna say, "Oh, I need y'all now so I could defeat Ricochet," or Ricochet gonna say, "Oh no, I need y'all now so I could defeat Swerve"? That two cruiserweights, this shit don't make sense. So what do you do with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin now? Well, of course, you know, hey, we got this nigger, and this is his final hoorah. Let's put him out there so he can have the best matches that he could fucking have with the young talent that we got, and let him lay it loose every goddamn night. You know what I'm saying? And Bobby Lashley, you know, I I wanted to bring this up earlier. You know, because I said this with Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. You know, everybody sitting up here telling me that Swerve Strickland is gonna come back around to that championship. You got MJF that came back and haven't inquired about that championship yet, and you know it's coming. You got Will Ospreay, who's eventually going to get be a contender. You got Okada, who's eventually going to be a contender. You got Hangman Adam Page, who is going to try to find himself back in the fold. All of these whites and that Jap is going to push Swerve Strickland chances down. What's even worse is the fact that the AEW hasn't built anybody up below Swerve Strickland to come up, so their interest is not black at all. So, like I said, the genuality is not there. Um, all these things is working against Swerve Strickland to get back to the title within the next year or two. You know what I'm saying? Um, which would deem his title reign unsuccessful all the way around, right? Um, you can see that we're not going to get nowhere near that title. Do y'all believe that they put that? It's a couple of reasons why I know that they put that title on Swerve Strickland, and I want to see, do y'all believe this to be the truth? And if y'all can add, or if you got a disagreement. First of all, they put in. You got to look at the time frame and what was surrounding everything. MJF was injured, and that's why he lost the title. Okay, initially. Do y'all believe that if MJF wasn't hurt, do y'all believe that what happened was the Samoa Joe being a champion and shit, having to face the triple threat match with Swerve and Hangman, and then having that match at Revolution? Do y'all believe that Swerve Strickland would be the champion if MJF had took the place of Samoa Joe?
No way.
Nah. At best, the feud between him and Hangman could have been leading to that because Samoa Joe was going to have to bounce out anytime soon because he had two projects outside of wrestling to fulfill.
Well, that was my point, though. I believe that Samoa Joe was put in that position because of MJF injury. But if you know he had a one, that he would have still been champion. So I'm saying throughout that time frame of everything that Samoa Joe did, you put that on MJF. With this had a late, like, you know, they had the triple threat match and all that, but once you get to Dynasty, what they had to put the title on Swerve Strickland 1-on-1 with MJF.
Mm.
Because
If
if
MJF
Swerve
is
had
healthy, he holds on to that championship.
who? Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay. I just wanted to see that.
Because
So
he's the
moving
long
on. Let me,
he's
huh?
the longest reigning champion without that happening, regardless, right?
Yes, I believe he held it for over a year, which could have helped with me saying that Swerve probably could have won because at that point it would have been over a year and a half. But I'm still believing that he probably wouldn't. But it's a 50-50 thing on that. The only thing I could see with that is with Swerve winning, MJF would have wanted a rematch. You know what I'm saying? You would think that he would have wanted a rematch. So all that Will Ospreay and Christian stuff that we got, all that stuff, we wouldn't have got that. Um, um, Swerve. Oh shit. Um, Damn it. What was I saying right before that? Swerve, MJF. Uh, Oh, I'm talking about the genuality of his shit. So Swerve did get the title. So it's a couple of reasons why I believe that he got the title. First of all, it was in the midst of the TV deal expiring and the negotiations. The AEW wanted to show that they were diverse, especially with the heat that they was getting, at least from me and another small circle of not featuring black people you know, in those instances. American Negro specifically, but black people for the sake of it. Um, it, I think that helped secure their champion, their TV deal. If it didn't help secure it, it helped remain interest. Um, then he lost the title at All In. To Brian Danielson. And Brian Danielson didn't have to win that title in order for anything to happen. You know what I'm saying? They've been flip flopping Swerve as a heel in the face. One feud he's a face, the next feud he's a heel, the next feud he's a face, then he end off as a heel. Then he go back to Hangman Adam Page, and then he, after the match with Adam Page, the vicious match, he took a couple of weeks off. He not only did he come back and not mention the title, but he didn't mention nothing about Adam Page, who set his house on fire and stuck a fucking syringe in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they don't never have nothing sincere or concrete for Swerve Strickland. It always seemed like you got something concrete for MJF. It always seemed like you got something concrete for Brian Danielson. It always seemed like you got something concrete for Hangman Adam Page, but you don't give that with Swerve Strickland. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem. Um, so y'all don't see nobody. Okay, we already got that established. We already talked about Private Party on the other one. Um, Also, the ultimate reason why I believe that they gave Swerve Strickland the title and gave it to him last year specifically is so that if AEW never has a world champion again, a Negro world champion again, they can always point to Swerve Strickland. And white folk will always take that to say that AEW isn't a racist organization because they put the title on him 4 years into the company and he held the title for 4 months. This is their argument. Um, it's time for me to get ready to cut it. I'm tired. My wife been back for a minute, and She keep texting me and shit. So I gotta get ready to go. Um, I was gonna get on Pecker Time Ryan. Entertainment value is gone. Uh, it is, but it is a serious discussion that we need to have, and I'm gonna do a mental health program. So I tell you what, y'all hold on for a second. Let me do this. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Check out the other content if you are not subscribed. Uh, Check out the other content, and if it hits you to the core, subscribe and share with every single American Negro that you know. In the meantime, take care of yourself as an individual and take care of one another as family. As our ancestor Frankie Beverly stated plainly, we are one, and that's the way it is. All right. Yeah, the entertainment value gone, but what we talked about before this space, that is important, and I am going to do a mental health thing. I want to put together a mental health space, mental health in the black community or lack thereof. Um, Also, it was key pieces that we brought up here. Let me read this for Honor real quick, and then I'm gonna let Honor know where we at, and then I'm gonna see where he think about this real quick. Oh, by the way, I put up these videos of this motherfucker. Just you could just see. I just typed my name in the search, and it took 5 minutes of just rolling through, literally just rolling through. I don't even stop for shit. Uh, so you can see that this motherfucker. What time he on? Okay, so I'm gonna read this. Honor, you ready?
All
Uh,
right, all right. Hold up. I'm looking at it up in the jumbotron.
it's the 4 Facebook messages.
Okay, this
So
nigga
you
read
can
a
see that
whole.
these is different years. You can see that these is different years that he been bumming. 2016, can't wait for Sunday. Got training for. Oh, this is when he first got the job. Safe management. Just peep that. Can't wait for Sunday. Got the training for safe management and soon to be a team member. I officially start working come when the Ravens play. And this was 2016. Fast forward to 2024. Just waiting, bored. It's 2013. It's almost time for 2014. And now it's the time for me to start doing what I have to do. No more sitting around on your ass. You know, that shit ain't funny anymore, man. So come, oh, he recognized that he was a couch potato bump. So come tomorrow, we'll start to do what we must do, be done in order to start living life to the fullest ASAP. I'm through rating. Now it's time to do something. Motivated 2014. What happened? We're gonna discover that. We're gonna discover what happened. I wanna okay, so these is the key ones. We already know about the Mike Bennett shit. But let's get to the key ones. Oh, you know what? Just in case I do put this on for programming sake right quick. This is coming from Ronnie Falcon Jr. on Facebook. Everybody now all of a sudden lectures me about hygiene, which I gladly take care of. But of course, somebody has to keep pestering me. You think you know family, not even sure who they are. I, you know, I shouldn't be laughing at this shit, but it's funny. But I'm really in the midst of discovering something right now. When it come down to, cause see, need owner. The reason why I'm bringing all this stuff up is because I'm trying to discover how do people come up with an anti-black mindset. You know what I'm saying? How do people discover these feelings? And I'm not talking about the boule. I'm talking about the poor. Okay. How did Ronald get like this? To the point, have you seen what he's posted the last couple of times with the things that he posted on me? Do you remember the part with the lady falling, driving the car and the police falling, the officer falling off and shit? He calling this lady animals, calling black people animals.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I saw that.
Chad, what did he say about black people not being human beings and shit? He's to the point now to where he's
Yep.
using white folk talking points. All right.
Yep.
So the key is for me to discover how did he get this way. Now, Ronald is an open book, but for me to for me to get all this stuff out of him, it is strenuous. You know what I'm saying? And it takes time. But more and more, I get something different out of him every time. All right. But this is just my observation. So I'm gonna read this long post real quick, the long post out of it. And I think this is gonna be key to that. Owner, I'm being as serious as possible, and I don't care how much you hear me laugh. Damn it, this is not funny. All right, this is sad.
I'm crying, by the way.
Yeah, my cries sound like laughs on the phone. Um, all right. Ti- Time to time, day after day, week after week, and year after year, I've been told, preached, and lectured about the same thing over and over when it comes to the situation of, quote, family, unquote. And I got to tell you, it never ceases. And this is how he write the shit. So anything that I say is based off of how you write it. I got to tell you, it never ceases to surprise me how much of the hypocrisy and BS from all of the false tongues always is their story when it comes to me. Honestly, it's a reason why I'm selfish, and sometimes that's a way to live to benefit yourself for the most part. They also say that person took care of me, protected me, cared for me. The truth is, they all envy me because of who I am, such blah, blah, blah. I want to stop right there. Y'all seen the movie Mo Money, right?
Yeah.
Damon Wayans and Marlon.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
it.
My man's the light skinned dude, when he looked at that nigga and just said, "What are you? What are you? You saying this shit like you supposed to be something. Like your family envy you because you are who you are. So when you choose to describe who you are, you says they all envy me because of who I am and such blah blah blah. People envy a blah blah blah. Mm, okay. Um, I didn't have or ever needed those things from those people because are as usual irrelevant, pointless, blinding. And what's even more laughable is that when I do use the words use, when I do use the words use, they think it's a form of stupidity, but yet again, they stand corrected of how right I am all the time. One in particular is up to the point of envy that his shortcomings are his doing, so he takes them out on me just because he had no love shown to him as a child or missed out on his so called childhood, and that the boy is 23 years old and still unhappy with his life at the very moment. He believes himself to be an idol, when in reality, he's just a false of a man. If you could call him one. He even comes to the delusion that I don't know how to fill out a job application and that I'm a couch potato when he's one to talk, considering he's been fired and has had his ass dug into by the very man he doesn't look to as a father, much like the mother who continues to hate him for absolutely no reason except just wanting him to fail and die, which she also wishes on me as much as she wants to deny it, just as much as she wants to deny that she claims that she was caught slipping in spite of the fact that she threw herself at him. It's safe to say that he's talking about his mother and his father, right? We're gonna get on that. I'm gonna just finish this out real quick. So why is it so why is it hard for people to actually to tell the actual truth? It isn't for me because I've spoken the truth for a long time, like always. Shame what this family has come to now. And all just to get at me for all of their misfortunes. Really a pity. But what do I know? To them, I'm smart, I'm so called stupid or retarded, which is a word that shouldn't even be a word at all. But karma always prevails, and obviously it'll prevail for me against those that have done me wrong by using me as a crutch or stepping stone. Only time will tell.
He
Using
more
you as a crutch or a stepping stone, like what do you have to offer
he
to society?
he more offended if a white person call him retarded if they call him a nigga.
Yeah. Um.
White people should be able to say nigga, but retarded shouldn't even be a word.
It's a couple of things. He obviously live a shitty life. From what I'm gathering, not only does he stay with his grandmother, but he stays with his mother, his sister, her baby daddy or children at least, and same thing with his brother and his children and baby mama at least, the children. On top of on top of his uncles who are drug addicts. Um, this is all coming from his Facebook post. I don't have to make up nothing. This is all coming from his Facebook post. Um, do you believe that he's at and he lives in a dysfunctional family? It appears from the information that I've gathered. If you could look up Sharif's Grill in Baltimore, Maryland, look at the website, look at the menu, look at the food, look at the prices. It appears that his father is an American Negro who appears to be a Muslim. Actually, he is a Muslim. I don't know if he's nation or if he's just studying Islam. You can tell he's pro-black. Um, Seems like a community man. Not only does he serve not only does that's what I'm telling you. Look at the website. Not only does he serve Middle Eastern food, but it seems like he put a Negro twist on it. If you look at the prices, you can tell it's fair. He got three locations. You know what I'm saying? Um, and you already know Pecker Tom Ryan. Pecker Tom Ryan live off of the government, the United States government. He receives a check. For it's not specified why he received that check. But yeah, I don't even know why I'm trying to sound unprofessional. This ain't even the show. I don't know why he received a check. But uh, I'm assuming it's because he's retarded. I'm assuming that his family kept him retarded, drugging him, whatever. And he recognizes that he's possibly being used However, he could be using them because no matter how much money you give, nigga, if you in my space, you allocating my space. But you know, whatever. Um, and his parents is probably not together no more. It appears that his father done moved on and had three other children, two or three other children, and it appears that he still, may have contributed to them, but he may not have grown up with them. Maybe at a certain point, you know what I'm saying? Um, and I know that Ronald has worked that Sharice girl. Last time I checked, y'all gotta add him on Facebook. I'm blocked. Y'all gonna have to add him to see this shit. Compared to the stuff that's posted, but y'all go add him. And get them screenshots there real quick. And motherfucking, because I believe that one he got fired from. I had it. I had the damn thing, and I didn't. I don't have it in my phone no more. But he got fired, from that football stadium. So I kind of wanted to check him on that, but I don't have the actual picture right now. But he know what time it is. He got fired. He back and forth with his father. His father, he openly expressed that his father give him that talk. You got to be realistic if you go about this wrestling shit. Get your head out the clouds, motherfucker. You that type of shit, and he hold resentment toward his father as a result. Um, but he has mentioned that he worked down the Sharif's grill, but he got a video on YouTube of him throwing the shirt in the river as a form of him quitting. You got to know that Ronald is about 30 something. Uh, your father got three locations of a popular local restaurant, and you still have to take out the trash and, sweep the floor and change the mayonnaise and shit. But he hasn't incorporated you into business. And that's gotta be because of your own volition. You know what I'm saying? That's not selfishness. You probably ain't shit and your father recognizes that. You know what I'm saying? Um, so leave you with the mother. I don't know if she was on drugs or if she's poor or if she's an SSI lady herself. And I know that his grandmother has dementia and shit. That could be frustrating. It could just be frustrating living with all these people. You know what I'm saying? Do you believe that Peckerton Ron is anti-black and his since I gaslight, this is what white folk tell me. Since I gaslight, that I gave him some time. You know what I'm saying? So he got hooked on that. Um, do you believe that his anti-black views come from the torrid life that he lived surrounding American Negroes? Owner,
That do make sense.
he just ran his entire family down. Okay. He was probably picked on and bullied in school. Uh, you could tell by the way he dressed and carried himself that uh, he didn't put care into himself growing
He
up.
didn't have nobody to tell except for Facebook.
Huh?
He didn't have nobody to tell except Facebook.
One more time.
I'm saying he didn't have nobody to express that to or open up and let that out to or
Yeah,
vent to except Facebook.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and if you, and mind you, on these posts that were years old, nobody is responding. Nobody is saying, "Oh my God, stay strong, Ronald. You're going to defeat this." Nobody's saying this is a shame. Nobody's saying nothing. So you don't have nobody to go to but Facebook, and you probably never thought that these will be brought up again. So
Well, well, well.
he put it all out there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Uh, but the thing is, though, because that is important, though. When all that you know is black and everything around you is against you, and then mind you, because I brought this aspect up too. You know, a lot of I've witnessed this with people, with families, and relationships to where things go over people's head. You may not feel like you're doing nothing wrong, and that person may not feel like they doing nothing wrong. So y'all constantly pointing the fingers, and points is getting missed, and it drives y'all further and further away. So this person may view you this way, and you may actually be that way, and you don't see that, and you continue it, and everything just piles upon, piles on, piles on, piles on, piles on, to the point where it explodes every once in a while, right? Um, a person like that, and especially when you figure he's an SSI kid, probably don't have no friends or acquaintances. You work one day a week, you know, this, that, and the other. Um, and I'm not giving passes. You know that I ask questions. You know that I ask questions, all right? I know. You know that I ask questions and shit. Um, for a greater understanding, for especially for an audience. Is this justification? Is this justification? Is this justification for him being anti-black? Can you, although we can understand him having these anti-black views, can you fault him for being anti-black under those conditions? We know that white supremacy placed his family into those situations, which led him to this day. But we know that family led him to this. Uh, I mean, the system of white supremacy led him to this, but the damage is still being felt in person by them. It's like bamboozle. You know, all they saw was Man Ray. They didn't see De La Croix. They didn't see, you know, Michael Rappaport character. They only seen him, and that's why they went at him the way that they did. Can you fault them for that lack of knowledge? Can you fault Pecker Tom Ron for being anti-black?
Mm. Bringing in the factor of how he was raised.
Bringing in the factor of how he was raised. Bringing in the factor of he could be naturally retarded. Then again, they could have kept his retardation going. You understand what I'm saying? For that check. People do that. I know that. People do that. Um, to the point to where you lose control. You giving me this commentary, man. Like I can't see what the fuck going on. um, um, can you fault a man like that for being anti? For having, I'm not gonna say for being anti-black. Can you fault a man like that? Can you fault a man like that for having these views?
Yeah, because self hate is strong, bro. It's mighty selfish for you to, like, you know, take that type of deep of position off of personal use. But then again, he might be what you say he is. He might be special.
I believe he's special. Um, but even special people don't go off like that. I don't know. Owner kind of got this cerebral palsy little bit upset the other day.
What did I miss out?
Nah, you was on that Gimp's head, bro. That was you.
I had to make sure your ass was there, nigga. Shit.
Owner, I was trying to figure out. I thought you made a typo when you typed in GIMP. I didn't think that's what you meant.
Dog, no, man. Look, it was this motherfucker in the goddamn wheelchair or some shit, and they got to talking some shit, trying to tell me about something, and I'm like, okay, all right, cool. Why you in your wheel? Look, they had a video of Darby Allen and shit. I said, why you shaking? They was like, I got cerebral palsy. They up in
This
the
should not
wheelchair
be
looking like
funny.
Jimmy Carter and shit. They, they up in the wheelchair looking like Jimmy Carter and shit with his mouth open and shit. Like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I got cerebral palsy. Leave me alone.
I just wanted to speak about. I don't agree with women in the modern era, and that's sort of being shown a lot in WE right now. Just responding to your topic, um, what's the whole idea of that? Are you saying that there's going to be an allegation come forward? I'm interested
If
in
you're
that.
not familiar, first of all, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
I'm ill, but
Oh man, this is bad weather. Um,
I'm sorry to
uh,
hear that.
Tiffany Stratton said something a couple of she posted something or reposted something on Instagram before she won the money in the bank to where Jade Cargill was in the corner of the ring outside the ring and on the apron and Tiffany Stratton knocked her off and somebody put a voice caption saying black bitch. Um
sick.
and Tiffany Stratton.
And then the company is openly
It w-
celebrating her.
it wasn't Tiffany Stratton video,
Oh my
but she
god. Oh,
reposted
okay,
it.
sorry.
Not only
Sorry.
did she repost it, but she reposted it with several laugh emojis. So that's
Okay.
just as bad. All right. She took it down quickly. She apologized to the report says apologized. It's no official nothing. She didn't do it publicly or nothing. And she's able to come in and have the success leading up to this day. She won the Money in the Bank. She was
Yeah.
heavily involved with the Nia Jax title reign, staying close, and all the other different shit. Which it never made no sense for Nia Jax to want to keep a woman with the Money in the Bank around anyway. But that's neither here nor there. Um, um, so she got away with that. That's why it's called the tragic death of WWE Women's Champion,
Right.
Tiffany Stratton, because she got to die. If the WWE is, and the PWR needs you to understand something now, like, I don't know. You probably don't experience racial injustice. And you don't know how deep that shit could cut, especially when it come down to images of children and shit. I don't want this. I don't want my daughter looking at this woman who look at her as a black bitch. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
absolutely agree with that, and that's the issue I have is that when you're in WE, you're under the microscope, and you're under the microscope for like television, being a role model, like the whole package. So when they put somebody forward like that, especially if they have those tendencies, I mean that's all you need to
You know,
see right there. It's not
you
a
could
one
erase and
off.
you could apologize all you want to, but you're doing that for your job, so we know it's
Yeah,
not sincere.
exactly. Yeah,
So
that's
uh,
really disturbing.
yeah.
And
Um,
thank you for speaking openly about it, because I think it's important
It was
to put
very
out
important.
there.
It's very important for her to go. Like I said, if WWE could save her, if they just let her go or reprimand her, fine her, do something to make her feel like she did something wrong. But since she skated through this, they won't do nothing to make her feel like she did something wrong. So she could continue her views, knowing that her job is not on the line. She's probably not gonna openly say it, but she already let us know where she stands, and she could probably do some damage to American Negroes. I mean, she could go to the gas station and accuse a Negro of raping her when she was probably raped by a white man. Have you ever
Yeah.
seen Rosewood?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
that
know
stuff
exactly what you're
happens.
saying. And
Um,
then I don't want to seem like a woman hater. Like, I don't hate women, but I don't agree with them. And it's exactly that type of behavior along with things become, and I'm talking WWE too, like things are a lot more about exhibitionism. Sexuality is something that's like openly celebrated more now. Like you got this one on the Instagram shaking their ass, you got this one over here on the OnlyFans, selling
Well,
God
but
knows what. But
that's media shit. When you go out into the real world, I run into horrors all day long, and I'm running to great women all day long. It's just based off of how you communicate with the world.
well, that's kind of what I was getting to. My apologies. Basically, what I was going to say is, in those situations when a white woman makes a comment like that, um, it's going to be overlooked, and it's not going to be taken seriously. It's not going to be taken as something that can do damage, to
Well,
a
we look at it at the
community,
factor of
and
what
that's
if Jay
wrong.
Cargill had a sent the video with someone knocking at Tiffany Stratton off saying white bitch. The consequences would be enormous. They'd be well beyond fines. And I look at certain shit to where, Stone Cold Steve Austin beat his wife. And he don't, to this day he don't get reprimanded by the fans for that because he's Stone Cold Steve
Absolutely,
Austin, to the
absolutely.
point to where you wouldn't even want to hear Deborah's story if she told you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, nothing was more troubling to me than a fan that I grew up with, that his parents would fight and beat him or whatever, and he said to me, I couldn't believe, one of my heroes was no different than my own father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And those people may be able to draw away from it. Uh, Thing is, I don't know. Hulk Hogan did some foul shit to people, black and white. On top of the fact that they know his true feelings, yet you know, Hulk Hogan was one of the sponsors. For one of the shit they got going on right now. Are they sponsor him or something like that?
Did you give your thoughts on the story that came out about him basically being in talks again with WE, or they're going to bring him back?
I've been hearing things for a while. I know that he's in cahoots with them. They were talking about Saturday night's main event, but he ended up at UFC. He's in that circle. He following Trump around, and Triple H and Stephanie. I know Vince was at that party. They just didn't picture him. But the New Year's Eve party with Donald Trump. These people are starting to brush shoulders with politicians. I'm sorry, what was your question?
Oh, my question. No, what you're saying is really interesting because like you talk about racism and wrestling,
No,
but
it
I
was a
think
particular reason why I brought that up. What was your question?
okay, my question was just, did you get a chance to talk about your thoughts on
Oh,
Hulk
the Hulk Hogan and all that
being?
stuff.
Yeah,
So
you were
no,
explaining
I
it
was
pretty good.
kind
So
of leading back into that, with the Trump, with Hulk Hogan being present in Trump's circle and the McMahons being present in Trump's circle. Yes, I'm pretty sure Hulk Hogan is going to be back in the WWE. I'm not shocked. See, this
right.
is why I'm going stronger with
Remember,
wrestling with racism
you know,
this year. Hold on, Honor. This is the reason why I'm going stronger with wrestling with racism this year because they playing in our face. They not playing in our face. They literally letting us know that Negroes is not going to be an integral part in professional wrestling, and they gaining political backing too. So Triple H could be as anti-black as he want to, and he's he's not going to face no consequences from TKO or America. Go ahead, Unger. My bad.
oh no, I just made this other connection. WrestleMania wouldn't happen without Trump.
No, you can't say that. Is there a particular reason why you say that?
I thought they uh, I thought they used him to help promote it.
No, so
They
no,
did
no,
some
that
with
was
Trump Tower.
WrestleMania. That was WrestleMania 4 and 5, two of the worst WrestleManias of all time. But that was big for them to be at Trump Plaza. He didn't necessarily help them But he did let them utilize Trump Plaza, and it would help the overall presentation because that was a beautiful setup. It was a beautiful building that they had. Um, Trump Plaza was in Atlantic City, so that's like um, them going to Vegas this year. You know what I'm saying? Which, by the way, I will be in Vegas through WrestleMania weekend, weekend. Um, I'm putting my vacation days in after I get off. Now that I speak, but but yeah, I am gonna be down at WrestleMania. I'm not sure if I'm going to the actual show, but I will be in Las Vegas at that time. But yeah, what was I about to say? Owner, did you have anything else?
Oh no, so they really been in bed together for a really long time. So it makes you wonder, how long they've been, because remember back then Trump was
I
talking
mean,
about
no,
running for
Trump.
president.
Trump has got a lot of celebrity and politician. Tithes. We can't take this recent thing that we seen with them. Yeah, they always had ties together, but I do believe that Vince McMahon is directing his family to go more towards politics. Did you agree with what I said about the WWE may not be able to produce greater things for the McMahon family? I'm speaking of McMahon's as a family. So they got out of that business and they moving more toward the political areas with their grandchildren entering college.
I mean, I could see it, especially with a lot of ways this Vince trial has gone. It's almost at the point of being swept under the rug
He's
at
not
this
in
point.
trial, he in the lawsuit.
Yeah, in a lawsuit, sorry, but it hasn't gone to trial. But the whole situation has just kind of been dragged out. Um, there's no real repercussions, and this is challenging to say, and it might be stereotypical, but I think wrestling in general has always had that sort of large Republican kind of monster truck, kind of redneck trailer trash kind of audience too. But they don't understand that it is stars from other cultures that have made them. A lot of different instances of that, and they just don't want to represent those people. But with that in connection with the McMahons going into politics, that does just pretty much justify that there is an agenda against race.
I mean, they brushing shoulders with Elon Musk. Uh,
Just the fact that WE, forget about wrestling, forget about just some of the stuff they put on TV over the years in general. Like, not even think of it aside from wrestling. I mean, some of it is like quite offensive, and you know, it's just something a lot of people don't want to
I put a lot
associate.
of
So,
stuff in the jumbotron, but if you go
sorry.
to the very first thing, go scroll all the way to the right, to the left, or whatever. Um, no, not this. Is it this one? No, not this. I put up. Didn't I put up that?
Well, yeah, sorry I was going on about it. I just think I'll just say I think what you're saying is really interesting, and it does make a lot of sense that the McMahons are getting more closer to politicians. Basically, what I was saying when it comes to this lawsuit is you'd think somebody in a presidency would like sweep their hands clean of the whole family, like, for what they do and what they've done in the past. And, but yeah, like, they're definitely making some big
Donald Trump is
connections.
about to be sentenced. Donald Trump is about to be sentenced for some of his crimes in a couple of days. But just there's rumors going around that the judge saying that he not gonna see no type of jail time. time probation or fines. This is a report. I've never heard anyone say what a judge is going to do or not going to do. But this is what's being reported. So it shouldn't shock you that this particular president don't give a fuck about Vince McMahon. Lawsuit. But see, here's another key though. Vince McMahon is being sued. He's not being charged criminally. Um, White supremacy protects them from that. Vince McMahon could give up $100 million, and it won't affect him at all. But if he was facing jail time, yeah, he'd be in a panic. You understand what I'm saying? So he don't care about that lawsuit, and the president don't care about that lawsuit. And the only reason why WWE TKO had to part ways with him is because of they was transitioning to a new business. So sponsors is important, and they were in jeopardy of losing key sponsors. Their biggest sponsors on top of that. Uh, so Vince had to part ways. But you got to know that TKO, nobody in TKO know how to run, not the wrestling business. They don't know how to run Vince McMahon's business. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe that that they're going to, uh, they've always wanted him to stick around on the advisement level. But they're going to need him sooner rather than later. Um, And once Vince is dead, the WWE is dead. It's the reason why he didn't hand it down to what they say Triple H. I've always thought in my lifetime that they was gonna hand it down to Stephanie and Shane. I always knew that Triple H wouldn't, because Triple H is not a businessman. At the end of the day, Triple H is a wrestler, and that's why you stick him with creative. But he can't go to Japan and negotiate with Yamamoto on certain business deals. You know what I'm saying? Stephanie and Shane probably could, but they chose to go against that. You got to know that this wasn't Vince McMahon's sole decision to get rid of to rid himself of the WWE. He sat down and talked to Linda, Stephanie, and Shane, and they all agreed to do it. You know what I'm saying? I believe.
That's really interesting. Actually, I really enjoy your takes on. Hey, like I said, my thing is pro wrestling reality, and you're talking the reality, so I enjoy that.
Yeah, I don't have time to do nothing else. I don't have time to sit around and lollygag on some bullshit. But I do gotta get ready to go. I do. Um, do anybody else have anything they want to bring up real quick?
No,
No,
thank
I think
you.
that's about it.
Okay,
Take care.
I appreciate you. The thing is, I'm a, what's today? Saturday? Yeah, ain't nothing else going on. So I think we covered everything that we needed to cover for the week in wrestling. I think we covered everything that we needed to cover for the week in wrestling. I am going to get back on that Pecker Tom Ron shit on another time because it was something that I was leading to, but we got veered off. But I really do got to go. So we're gonna get back on that, possibly more on the mental health thing. But I just want to discover and I want to see how other people feel. Is it justified for you to be anti-black if your only experience negatively is black? Um, I don't see it to be justified, but maybe other people will. We'll discover that later on. Um, since he did bring up some good stuff on the wrestling tip, I might, keep this up. So I'm gonna just end it like this. Chad, you got something else?
Did we touched on the Tiffany Stratton shit, right?
Okay, so you were never here. Um, no, We've
Did
mentioned her. So me and PWR just did, and I gave my position on that. But if I don't think
that
that
was
we
it
went
though?
in, I don't think we went in detail actually about that.
Okay.
But so if you want to, you could go ahead real quick.
Just a quick note. I just finished watching the once PWR got in here. I was watching the cash in. Uh, I did not like the way they used Bianca as a footnote
So
because
before
during
I
the
get to
cash
that,
in,
because me and Honor, we didn't see it, and we was wondering how Bianca got involved. Can you break down everything in detail real quick?
absolutely. So, it was a double fuck you. Tiffany comes out. She assists Naya in defeating first Naomi. After that, she hits Naya upside the head with the briefcase. Then she cashes in, and while she's cashing in, Bianca goes in, hits her with the KOD. She pulls Bianca out, throws her into the announce table, hits the moonsault. 1, 2, 3.
And the crazy part is, like you said, they use these Negro women to help elevate her as if she couldn't do it on her own. You still needed this extra bump and jump.
Yeah,
I find it funny that Naomi got like 3 or 4 women's championship matches, including on pay per view last year. And
yeah.
out of the blue, you was this a title match?
Yes, it was.
Out of the blue, you give her a title match just to elevate her. And Tom Ron, these are the things that you sit up here and talk about. Tom Ron and other Negroes will use. Oh, Honor, I need you to get, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. About the Facebook group, um, some coon group, but I'll talk to you tomorrow. Them people that's in that group sit up there and say, "See, Naomi got the women's title match, so the WWE is not racist."
But she
Did
lost.
you see the
And
tweet?
like,
I quoted the clip. I said, "So what the WWE is presenting is that a Negro will do all the work while whites lie in wait to take credit."
basically, bro.
How many American Negro Money in the Banks have we had?
None.
Not a single one. Biggie
Edge
is
on
the
that
only
shit like 7
melanated
times.
person, huh?
I
Okay,
said
Big
Edge on
E.
that shit like
Yeah.
7 times.
Between Edge and CM Punk,
And
it's
that was
like
that was
4
Negro
or
shit.
5.
Kofi Kingston could have won it once or twice.
Kofi Kingston should have won the Royal Rumble the 4th attempt. Like,
Um,
why you keep making him the cornerstone? And he's not an American Negro, by the way. But why y'all keep making him the show stealer of that match, and he never gets in the
because
top
he was going to do something that Sheldon Benjamin um didn't do. You know what I'm saying? They always need that one melanated person to shine out there in the Money in the Bank.
But no, but it will be Shelton Benjamin doing what Kofi Kingston does in the Money in the Bank on number of matches, but Kofi Kingston does it in the Royal Rumble.
Hmm.
Is that a message they're sending like, yeah, you Negroes are talented to carry the match on, but when you get to that brass ring, I will push your black ass down?
Well, Swerve Strickland come to mind.
Convenient. Samoa Joe has to go do a video game and another season of Twisted Metal, and MJF is hurt.
Hmm. Um,
Meanwhile, Triple H is not putting his Negroes over. So let me be the good slave owner and show you how better my Negroes are.
and again, tell you to your face. So that's the key. So Tiffany Stratton isn't the only one that's got to go. Triple H got to go. And like I said, before white folks sit up here and tell me that I'm threatening Triple H and stuff like that, no, I'm not. I don't want him here. He could go one way or the other. It could be the way the stairs or the window, but he got to go. But in all seriousness, we know that Triple H has heart problems, and we know that Triple H has a tremendous workload on himself. So that hurt is going to get to him sooner rather than later. He got to go. The sins of the father does go down to the sons, daughters, or whatever. And I quoted them Bible quotes to him. So if he don't go soon enough, his daughter's just gonna have to feel the wrath of uh, what he's intended to feel, based off of him, his father, his grandfather, his great grandfather, and beyond. And the same thing with Vince McMahon and all of them. So they gonna feel that soon. Tiffany Stratton, what? Oh boy, car accidents. Well, I tell you, fentanyl. Celebrating too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, we'll figure out another time to finish this. The next one may end up just being the bamboozle one. Um, but yeah, I
I
got it.
say we follow up this one on Tuesday and then the bamboozle one on Wednesday, giving everybody enough time to chime in so they can see the movie.
Let's see. I got to see my schedule next week. I know
Okay.
better.
Yeah,
Um,
because a day after the first episode of Netflix Raw will probably be good because I'm gonna make it my business to watch as much as the content of as possible so I can be able to chime in a little bit better. But right now I'm watching it as we're going in, and I'm like, it's a lot of bullshit. Like this main event, the cash in it was very offensive because they Naomi and Bianca Belair, who are champions, and both happen to be American Negroes, were the footnote in the racist becoming champion.
hmm.
Was that the intention?
Well, with Triple H playing in our face, like I said, give her credit where credit is due. Tiffany Stratton I would not be opposed to her being in the position that she's in. And I do believe that this is the beginning of the year. I'll wait till the Royal Rumble in February. We need something to shock anyway on a mediocre 3 hour program. Why not do this? However, in person, uh, people would distance themselves away from her, and they not.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
Them incels love Tiffany, bro.
huh?
I've seen it on them white incels love
Well, they
Tiffany.
they do, but she gotta like I said, if you don't hold her accountable, especially at this age, 25, 26, if you don't hold her accountable right now, she gonna fell on top of the motherfucking world, and she need to be brought back to reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me go ahead on end this. Uh, I mean, I'm gonna make a little bit of love before I go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel you.
I keep getting these messages and shit, and I'm already getting tired. So I'm about to handle this and get ready to go to sleep. Um, so he brought me some good shit. So I think I might put this up. So I'm gonna end it like this. Um, Protect yourself as an individual. Protect one another as family. As our ancestor Frankie Beverly stated plainly, we are one, and that's the way it is. Peace.